Hey guys, welcome to my video on Persia. This is a bit of a tangent from the previous videos which I've been doing, which have been mostly on US history and World War II and that time period, but I felt like talking about Persia. Persia is probably one of the great empires of the world, the other being arguably Mongolia, Rome, China, India, and in fact, the USA is an empire in its own right. Alright, so I'm digressing now, but yeah. So, Persia was technically founded when an emperor, Darius the First, killed the rightful successor, Bardia. And Darius said that Bardia was a faker and that like Darius was the actual heir to the throne. And this was silenced because Darius said if you went against his word, you were working for the lie, or Drauga, and this is an important component of Zoroastrianism by Zoroaster, as he was called by Western civilization. There are two main forces, Drauga and Ahura Mazda. Ahura Mazda is the truth, or what you want to work for or aspire, and this is seen as an equivalent to God. And Drauga is the lie, and the lie is in the Christian or the Western world, the devil, and the devil is obviously, as many people consider him or her or it, whatever you believe in, to be bad. So Darius silenced people by saying that if you question me, I am the truth. If you question me, you must be working for the lie. And people were like, well, I don't want to be working for a lie, and like I don't want to be executed, because in those days working for the devil was seen as witchcraft. And don't confuse witchcraft with the Puritan way of witchcraft, which is burning at the stake, but rather witchcraft as a bad connotation, a mark on your reputation. Your business wouldn't flourish and all that. So that's what Darius the First, later known as Darius the Great, did. And then Persia is very short. I'll just talk about their army and probably the great wars against the Greeks, because that's pretty important. So the Persian army was strengthened by the unit called a war elephant. A war elephant is a huge elephant which would basically just trample on soldiers, and people would shoot arrows from atop and spears. And in fact, we see influence of this type of elephant/cavalry warfare arising in India. Because in India, elephants played a crucial role in the armies of kings and other people of their like. And then after that, the Persians had extensive use of camels, cavalry, and camels came from Egypt and the Saracen lands, for those who don't know, Arabia and all those lands. So they made extensive use of camels and all that. And their capital city was Samarkand. That was where the emperor, or the Shah, as it's called in Persia, lived. What else? Persian influence extended greatly. They influenced Egypt, the Arabic lands, India, Pakistan, what was back then the Indus Valley, even China to an extent, because they traded goods with China. We have evidence that they did. So Persia had a widespread influence. Now we come to the period in Persian history that historians usually call the Greek Wars. The Greek Wars were a series of wars that a series of wars that Persia fought against Greek, obviously, that's why it's called the Greek Wars. And sorry guys. Yeah. And so I mean it's actually called the Greco-Persian Wars, but I use Greek Wars, but there's variations like Persian War and the Greek War. So how did this come? Well, Cyrus the Great, another emperor of Persia, conquered Ionia in 547 BC. And Cyrus wanted to control the independent-minded cities of Ionia, obviously, because you want to control your colonies and whatever you conquer. So Cyrus appointed tyrants to rule each of them. But the Greeks are free-thinking people, and they don't want to be under foreign domination, and they hate tyrants, as we see evidence of that in Athens, democracy, and how Pisistratus was denied many times. But that's again another tangent. So the Persians fought against the Greeks in many instances, but the most important battles are the Battle of Marathon, where after a day of fighting a soldier, and this is why it's called a marathon, because he ran while wounded, obviously because he was in battle. He ran to the Athenian council and told them the Persians are coming, and he ran 26 miles, and we see that's why a marathon is 26 miles. So that's the Battle of Marathon. Next you have the Battle of Thermopylae, and many people know about this because Leonidas defended the pass at Thermopylae, and but he was betrayed by one of his own kind, and the Greeks have a history of doing this. They betray their own kind. So Leonidas was betrayed to Persia, and therefore the Persian army was able to go around a secret pass and kill Leonidas' 300 men. And that's where the movie 300, which I know many people watched, the concept comes from there. And after that, and actually in fact, a fun fact, even to this day, not the original marker, but there's a marker that says, stranger who passes here, tell the Lacedaemons, the Spartans, that Leonidas and his men are still here holding the pass. And it's a very symbolic meaning because it basically shows the strength of the Spartan army and the courage of the Spartan army, and especially their leader Leonidas. So that's that. And after we have the battle where Athens basically camps out in an island and totally wrecks with triremes, that's the Athenian ships that they build, totally wrecks the Persian fleet, and like they destroy it. And so Persia is basically gone from that. I mean, Persia is out of the world in terms of world empires, and I mean this in a figurative way, because I mean literally we still see evidence of Persian influence in Iran, but it fell from its seat of power. Alright guys, that's my small explanation and lecture on Persia. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot from it, and I will see you next time, and I hope this wasn't that shaky. Thank you very much.